Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's stream. Today, we are going to be doing something a little bit different than usual. I know we usually just do gaming content, but actually, for two reasons. One, my computer has not been working very well, and I couldn't get to connect to the stream, so we wouldn't be able to. And since I couldn't manage that, I came up with something last minute and decided, hey, some of you guys have been asking for rankings of which are my favorite Pokemon. Maybe we could also do some other rankings if you're interested on Hollow Knight or Cuphead. Yo, how's it going, Mikey? What's good? Today we're going to be ranking all of my favorite Pokemon. Um, and yeah, seeing so you guys know my opinions if you guys want, and it doesn't take too long. We can also rank some other stuff. We can do some Hollow Knight rankings, bosses, charms, etc. We can do some Cuphead rankings, anything you want. But the reason for this is that I couldn't get the gaming stream to work for some reason. My computer's just not working at all. So I hope you can forgive me for that. It's just, I don't know, I couldn't get it to work, but I came up with this so we don't have to cancel stream completely. I will try to, whenever we do have issues with that, come up with something creative. Yeah. Also, if you guys want, go commenting on what you think on my opinions. If you think I have good opinions, or if you think that I am absolutely insane for saying something, feel free to comment. So anyway, with that said, and all things aside, let's get straight into our Pokemon rankings. So this is a Pokemon ranker I found on Google. You can visit it. It's you just search up ultimate favorite Pokemon picker, and you should find it. And anyway, basically how it works is you choose every one of your favorite Pokemon. For example, here from Gen 1 normal types, and I have to choose my favorite Gen 1 normal type. Then I choose Gen 4 poison types, and so on and so forth. And then eventually you get to your favorite Pokemon of every region, that would be, and then your favorite Pokemon of every type. And after that, this slot right here, is awarded to my favorite Pokemon ever. So stick around to see what that ends up being. And then you have a few miscellaneous slots. So I will also be explaining why I like these Pokemon and what I like about them as opposed to other options. And anyway, let's get straight into it. So I have to say my favorite normal type is probably Snorlax. I do gotta say I love the round boy. Um, he was on my original team from Pokemon Red, which was the first game I ever played. So he definitely has some nostalgic feeling to him. I always really liked Snorlax. I've always wanted a big beanbag of Snorlax. I think that would be the greatest thing ever. Eevee, I know Eevee is a good option, but Snorlax is just undisputably my favorite Kanto normal type. I love him. You can't change my mind. Moving on to fire types. Here I would say I'm between Charizard and Arcanine. I really have grown on Arcanine lately, but Charizard was my first starter ever. So yeah, but I don't know. I feel like I feel like Arcanine has actually grown on me a lot um, in the past few years, and honestly, it's awarded him number one spot. Then for water types, ooh, we have a bunch of water types. But out of all of these, Yeah, Snorlax Beanbag, that is peak, peak Pokemon design. Pokemon, please send me one of those. So anyway, for water types, we have quite a variety on Kanto. But I would have to say, I know it may seem a little basic, but it's Gyarados. I've used Gyarados on almost every single one of my teams, of my first playthroughs, at least for a while. I've used them in basically every region, and honestly, for a good cause. It is a good Pokemon. It's hella fun to just spam Dragon Dance and sweep the hell out of every gym. And yeah, honestly, I really love Gyarados. I like the design, and it's usually easy to get early game, which I love. And yeah, that's why I love Gyarados. Really cool Pokemon. A stuffed giant Lapras could be. I personally think a Snorlax would be better, but anyone can have their opinions. Moving on to grass types. I honestly don't like a lot of these, so I think I might just have to go take this into account. Not with Venusaur. I go with Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is amazing. I freaking love Bulbasaur. Venusaur, not so much. But I really like Bulbasaur. He's very cute. He's just a little guy, and I love him. And lately I have been using him on some teams. Moving on to electric, I would say it's probably Raichu, I gotta say. I do like Raichu. Um, he's a good Pokemon. I mean, he also has a really nice design. I like how he looks, and yeah, generally just a good Pokemon. Moving on to ice. Now, here there is really only one option. If you pick anything other than Lapras, you're wrong. You cannot. You have to pick Lapras. Lapras is such a good Pokemon, has an amazing shiny, and honestly, why the frick would you pick anything else? Everything else is garbage. Then for fighting, here I honestly I do think it's Machamp. Is it Machamp? It could also be Primeape. I do like Primeape. No, I'll leave it at Machamp. I like Machamp. He's a good Pokemon. Yeah, just a nice design. Next for Poison, again, we have quite a lot of options. And out of all of them, uh, you may say, yo, Antrax, pick Gengar. He's amazing. Yeah, but I do think I'm going to pick him for my favorite ghost type. And I want to try to not repeat that many Pokemon because, well, if not, the list is going to be repetitive and I don't really want that. Instead, what I'm going to do is go for probably my second favorite poison type on this list, Nidoking. Nidoking was another one of the few Pokemon that were on my first team playthrough of Pokemon Red, and again, the nostalgia is amazing. So yeah, honestly, I love Nidoking ever since I played with him. He's really easy to get early game and really overpowered. He has an amazing moveset, and you gotta admit, he's cool as hell. Like he is cool. By the way, did you know that Nidoking, this giant beast of a Pokemon, it's like 1 meter 20 in real life. It's like a meter 20 supposedly, and I cannot fathom that. Like you see Nidoking and you say, "Whoa, that thing must be like enormous." But no, I'm taller than Nidoking. Like what? Why? I feel like he should be so much bigger. Okay, then for ground, I do gotta say, Sandslash has grown on me a lot lately, and I do like him a lot. His shiny's amazing, and yeah, just a cool design, and really none of the others are that interesting. So, Sandslash, you make it to the ground spot. And now for flying, remember when I didn't choose Charizard for fire? Well, it's because I think Charizard deserves the flying spot. I do think he is my favorite out of all of these, except for maybe Dragonite, but spoiler alert, um, I'm gonna pick that for Dragon. I decide to put my first ever starter here. So yeah, Charizard, you make it to the spot. Now for Psychic. Some of you might not like this opinion, but honestly, I do gotta say, it's Mewtwo. It's Mewtwo. Come on, you can't look at Mewtwo and say, "Damn, that's not a cool, strong Pokemon." He is a legendary and he's meant to be cool. The fans love him. I love him, and honestly, he is just a cool psychic Pokemon. Next up for Bug, I feel like a lot of these are not very interesting designs, but I do like Scyther a lot. The eggs? No. Why would I pick Execute? No, no way. But anyway, yeah, Scyther, cool bug Pokemon. Scizor is amazing, and yeah, love him. Then uh, for Rock, I do gotta say, mm, maybe it's Golem. Honestly, I think it is Golem. I do think Golem is my favorite one of these. Omelette? Yeah, good omelette. Good point. But out of the box, I do think um, Muggle Boy Golem. And now for Ghost. Obviously, we pick Gengar because, well, Gengar is amazing. I love Gengar. Then for Dragon, well, uh, it's Dragonite. And then for Dark, we don't have any Pokemon that are Dark type, so they give us to choose between these. Now, out of these, the one I like the most is probably the Ghost, the Ghost you fight at the what's it called? The haunted like tower thing in I can't remember the season. The haunted tower in Kanto. And yeah, I like him. So yeah, not much to say there. Okay, another variety of choice. I will go with Magneton. Next, I will say for fairy type, it's probably Jigglypuff. I mean, there's not a lot of good options, but I do think Jigglypuff is nice. It's cute. After that, for the starter, I mean, I think it's a good idea. Tell me if you agree. I think it's a good idea to rank the starters not based on every Pokemon itself, so not ranking Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur. Instead, like ranking all three of them together as one. So if I put here Charizard, I mean the entire Charizard line, like Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard. I think that's going to be the best option for the starters. And honestly, I do gotta say, it's it probably is Charizard. I mean, I do love Charizard. I do love Charizard. Um, the only one I don't like is Charmeleon, but well, I guess it's just part of the way. It's just part of the group. But I do think Charizard is my favorite Kanto starter. Next, for gimmick form, ooh, I like a lot of these Pokemon. I am a big fan of Megas, I will tell you. So you'll probably only see Megas in here. And I will say, by the way, really excited for Charmeleon, I don't know, he's just not that cool. I don't know. I don't like him that much. Don't know why. By the way, really excited for Pokemon Legends ZA bringing back Mega Evolution, boys. Let's go. Mega Evolution is Loki, my favorite gimmick ever, and I think it is the best one. And honestly, so happy to see it coming back in Legends ZA. We are probably going to do that, play that game on stream for the first time. And yeah, it is also a Legends game, which Legends Arceus is my favorite game, favorite Pokemon game. So yeah, probably we will be playing that, and stay tuned for that. But anyway, for the gimmick forms, probably gonna be Mega Charizard X. I do gotta say that is a cool Pokemon. Then next for Legends, it's probably gotta be Mewtwo. Honestly, I really like Mewtwo. Uh, but then for my favorite Pokemon, Charmeleon is built for hugs. Oh, nice definition. So anyway, for my favorite Kanto Pokemon, we gotta think on this. Yeah, no, Legends ZA is gonna be amazing. I hope. So anyway, my favorite Kanto Pokemon, I've gotta say, um, I'm between Gengar and Dragonite, honestly, here. I'm divided between Gengar and Dragonite. I I think it is Dragonite though. I do love Dragonite. Its shiny is really good, although maybe some people don't agree with me. I think it has an amazing shiny. So I do think Dragonite is my favorite Kanto Pokemon. Boom. First one of my favorites. Moving on to Gen 2. So, what do we got for Gen 2? For Gen 2 normal types, we got quite a lot of options here. Porygon 2 is one I like a lot. Um, Smeargle, but honestly, I do gotta say, it's Furret. I really like Furret. He's just a little guy, just a friend. And yeah, I do like Furret a lot. Moving on to fire types, probably gonna be. Uh, Yo, I did actually notice something. Yeah, I do agree. Dragonair Shiny is better than Dragonites, but I still like Dragonites a lot. And yes, Furret. I was just thinking actually, Furret, you know what would be amazing? Like a neck pillow of Furret, like a fur neck pillow. And I'm starting to notice a trend where all the normal types, my favorites are just the comfy ones. A neck pillow, a bean bag. Next one's gonna be probably something related. So yeah, I'm noticing a trend with the normal types in this tier list. Next up, we got fire types, and I do gotta say, mm, I do really like Ho-Oh and Entei, but I gotta say Typhlosion, really good. I love Typhlosion, really like that. Next for water types, there are so many of these that I love. I love so many of these Pokemon. I've used various one of these on playthroughs. I don't know. I love Lantern. I love Azumarill, Politoed. Yeah, Loki. What an amazing pet would a ferret be? Really, really nice animal. So yeah, honestly, here a lot of Pokemon I love. But if I had to decide, mm, I'm probably gonna go I'll go with Lantern. I really like Lantern. He's an amazing Pokemon, really good shiny. And I actually got a full odd shiny once in a playthrough of Pokemon Radical Red. And yeah, ever since that, I've liked it a lot more. Next up for Plant, um, there aren't a lot of great options, but I will say um, I think it's Bayleaf. Yes, Bayleaf, not Meganium. I do like Bayleaf. Meganium falls off a little. So yeah, I do actually like Bayleaf a lot. Like Bayleaf is a cool design. I like Bayleaf. Meganium, more or less, not that much. And I friggin' hate Chikorita. I do not like this one bit. Cottonflower. Oh, you're into Jumpluff. Nice. Jumpluff is another nice one, but I'm personally more attached to Bayleaf. Oh yeah, you're right. It does have a pink shiny. Okay, next up for electric types, I do think it has to be Ampharos. I cannot express how much I love Ampharos. It is such a cool Pokemon. I love it. I've used it so many times on different playthroughs, and honestly, it's been great every time. It's a good Pokemon, a solid one, and okay, yeah, Mareep is a nice option. I'm personally more attached to Ampharos than Mareep, but sure, that is a good option. For ice types, there's not really one of these that I really like, but I mean, I kind of do like Sneasel a bit. I also kind of like Piloswine. I'll go with Piloswine. I think Piloswine is my favorite Gen 2 ice type. Really cool Pokemon. Nice shiny. Oh, for here, it is obviously Heracross, man. Heracross is such a cool Pokemon. I love it. It is probably one of my favorite bug types. And it has a amazing shiny. And I really would like to one day get a shiny alpha Heracross. Because I don't know, it's a really cool Pokemon. Always really liked it. Next up for Poison, yeah, I'm noticing a lot of pink shinies, and you gotta say, pink is an amazing shiny color. Next up for Poison, with another pink shiny, it's gotta be Crobat. I love Crobat. He's probably my favorite Poison type. I gotta say, he's probably my favorite Poison type, and I just love him. And what a coincidence, another pink shiny. Let's see. Then for ground, I'm gonna throw out. It's probably. I think it's Quagsire. I think it is Quagsire. Oh my God, Quagsire! Another pink shiny. Oh man, I do like pink shinies. I'm noticing. I really do. Quagsire, another pink shiny added to the list. Next up for flying type, um, Wooper. I know a lot of people love Wooper. I love Wooper as well. But personally, Quagsire just I don't know. I like him more for some reason. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's the way he is, like because he's stronger. But I don't know. I really like Quagsire more than Wooper. So next up for flying, I would choose Crobat again, but I already picked him for poison. But besides that, I think Lugia is a solid pick. I think Lugia is a cool Pokemon. I think it's cool that he leads the legendary birds. And by the way, fun fact, did you know Lugia is the only Pokemon in The only Pokemon out of all 1,000, I don't know how many there are now, out of all of them, he is the only one whose name is completely made up. Like it doesn't mean anything. Okay, we got a Wooper fan in chat. Nice. Okay. But anyway, yeah, Lugia is the only Pokemon who has a random name, like completely, it doesn't mean anything, Lugia. For example, like if you get any other Pokemon, for example, Charizard. Charizard is like charcoal and lizard. And you get Charizard. But Lugia, like, doesn't it doesn't mean anything. It's just completely random. Some developer came up with it one day, and they said, "Okay, yeah, we'll use that." Next for Psychic, I do think I like Espeon the most. Yeah, Espeon, really cool psychic cat, really nice. Then next up for bug types, for bug, it's gotta be Scizor. Yeah, it's completely random. I do gotta say, Scizor, what an amazing Pokemon. I love him. I love Scizor. And fun fact, when I was playing Legends Arceus for like the first few months, um, which is when I got into shiny hunting, uh, one of like the first Pokemon, I can't remember, it was like the second or third Pokemon I found shiny was a shiny Scyther, and I decided to evolve it into a Scizor. And honestly, really cool shiny. And yeah, that memory will stick with me for quite a while. It was like the first shiny I ever hunted for. And so I've gotten attached to it. Next up for rock, it's probably Tyranitar. Is it? Yeah, it's Tyranitar. It's just a cool Pokemon with um, cool Pokemon that has a pretty nice Mega, although could be better. And yeah, Godzilla. Godzilla for the rock. Ooh, guys! I need help deciding what is my favorite ghost type. Like, I can't. It's a hard decision. What is my favorite ghost type? Yo, we have to plan this. Like, is it mischievous? Or hear me out. Is it mischievous? Wait, guys. It could also be mischievous. Yeah. Anyway, mischievous is the only Johto ghost Pokemon, same as Kingdra being the only Johto dragon Pokemon. And honestly, I do like Kingdra. Mischievous not so much, but I do like Kingdra. Cool Pokemon, another pink shiny, and yeah, just really like him. For dark types, I think I'll say it's Umbreon. I do really like Umbreon. Yeah, I think it's Umbreon. It's Umbreon, definitely. Next up, we got Steel, and well, we already picked Scizor, so I'm gonna put Steelix here. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, I already chose Scizor for Bug, so Steelix is another Pokemon. I like Steelix. Recently got a shiny Alpha. Steelix, really cool golden color, love it. Then for Fairy, It's probably Meryl, honestly. Really like Meryl more than a Zoomeril because I don't know, a Zoomeril just looks too stretched out. I don't know. I like the little ball shape more. Then for my favorite starter line, I do gotta say it's probably Typhlosion. I really like Typhlosion. Believe me, maybe maybe the Meganium line would have some competition. Maybe the Meganium line would have some competition if it wasn't for Chikorita. Chikorita just destroys its whole team. So yeah, I do think it is Typhlosion. Really cool Pokemon. Then for gimmick forms, I'd say it's probably Houndoom. I don't know if you agree with me, but I really like Houndoom, Mega Houndoom. All the bones, it is the embodiment of the devil, and I like that. So yeah, I gotta go with Mega Houndoom. Then for Legend, um, hmm, for Legend, what's it gonna be for Legend? Uh, could probably be Spawn of Satan. Good choice. Yeah, couldn't agree more. For Legend, I don't know. I really like Raikou. I do like Raikou. I think it's Raikou. I like Raikou. He's my favorite. He's my favorite one of the dogs. He's my favorite one of the legendary dogs. So yeah, and then we have to decide what is my favorite Johto Pokemon. That is a good question. I'd say probably my favorite Johto Pokemon. Hmm, I'd say it is Scizor. Yeah, no. Anyway, moving on. uh, yeah, just the embodiment of the devil. Love it. Anyway, yeah, I do think Scizor is my favorite Johto Pokemon. As I said, one of the first shinies I ever got from shiny hunting, and probably the Pokemon that got me into shiny hunting. So thank you, Scizor. You have unlocked so many memories for me. Next up, for we're going to Hoenn. Let's go Hoenn. Okay, for Hoenn, there are a few Pokemon I like. I really like Swellow. I like Exploud. I really like Zangoose. Zangoose is one that's really grown on me lately. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, I do think no, I think it is Swellow though. I really like Swellow. Using a gut Swellow in Hoenn was amazing because like all you did was you got burned and boom, you killed everything with Facade. And yeah, just a really cool Pokemon to use. Next up for Fire, I really like Blaziken. I do like Blaziken. I do like Blaziken, but Camerupt, Camerupt I also really like. But I think Blaziken wins. Yeah, Blaziken beats out Camerupt. Next up for water, I would say my favorite is maybe Milotic. I really like Milotic, but I also really like Swampert. Hmm, the difficult choice. I really like Milotic, but I also really like Swampert. Nah, I do think it is Milotic. I love Milotic. It is such a beautiful Pokemon, and I don't know, it's just a cool one. I've used it on. I got a shiny one on my original first DLC, Scarlet and Violet. The first DLC of Scarlet and Violet. I used it on my team, and boy, was it a pain to hunt for Feebas. You don't like Milotic? What do you mean? I love Milotic. And I have hunted for like 2 hours to get a shiny Feebas. And I still love Milotic. It's a beautiful Pokemon. Anyway, for grass, this is a hard choice. I love Sceptile. I really like Sceptile, but I also really like Breloom. Let me check what's him fighting. Oh no, yeah, we'll absolutely put Breloom there. Sceptile, you're my favorite grass Pokemon. Oh, you meant Blaziken. No, what? You don't like Blaziken? I mean, he is my least favorite of the Hoenn starters, but I gotta say, they're all so good that even the worst one, Blaziken, I love the design. Like, it is a cool Pokemon, especially Mega Blaziken. Oh, only Blaziken shiny. Well, I guess it doesn't have that good of a shiny. But I like it anyway. I don't mind. Moving on to electric. If you choose anything other than Manectric, you're wrong. You're just wrong. Manectric is such a cool Pokemon. I really love it. And I think the Mega has a cool design, just being a literal lightning bolt. Next up with ice types, I do gotta say it's probably my little boy Spiel. How can you not like Spiel? Like, it is a round ball. How can you not like Spiel? It is the embodiment of purity and happiness. By the way, an amazing shiny as well. And then for fighting, it's probably gotta be Breloom here. Yeah, Ball of Joy, man. Such a pretty boy. Next for poison, not many options. Not really any I love, but I guess Seviper is kind of cool. I don't, I never used it on any team or anything, but I don't know. It's like a cool Pokemon, I guess. So I'll put it for poison. Next up for ground types, we have quite a few options that I like. We got Swampert back. We got Flygon, and that's about it. For Dragon, like I want to put Flygon, but for Dragon, do we have that many options? I don't think so. I think I can put, yeah, I will put Swampert here. Swampert for the ground spot. Then for flying, I will do, I do like Swablu a lot. I really like, sorry, not Swablu, Altaria. I really like that. This nice bird, the burb. I do like Altaria. Then for Psychic, ooh, yeah, Mudkip has a great shiny in pink. For Psychic, um, I feel like it's gotta be Metagross. Like, come on, Metagross is probably my favorite pseudo legendary, and just such a cool Pokemon. Its shiny is amazing, and yeah, just a really cool Pokemon. Next up, for bug types, I mean, I think I'll go with Shedinja. It has a cool gimmick, like I like it. Oh yeah, you also had Shadow Lugia if you wanted, but I personally never played that game, which is like Pokemon XD. I'm pretty sure. I've never played it, so I don't know. I don't really know the lore or anything about Shadow Lugia. So yeah, I don't know. Next up for Rock, I do think it's probably Aggron. I do like Aggron. It's a cool Pokemon. Nice rhinoceros or whatever it is, a Triceratops actually. So yeah, nice rock monster. For here, for ghost types, I would put Shedinja. Wait, actually, I think we're gonna make some changes around here. Masquerain, you have been promoted to the bug spot, and we're gonna put Shedinja in the ghost spot. I think that is a good change. Next up, Dragon. We are probably gonna. Ooh, wait, I didn't plan this out. Hmm. Oh man, I wanted to pick Flygon, but also I really like Rayquaza a lot. Hmm. Okay, well I guess I can put Rayquaza as my favorite legendary. So there's that. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll put Flygon as my favorite dragon type. Then for Dark, um, I'd say it's Absol. I really like Absol. Really cool Pokemon. For Steel, oh, honestly, there's not much. I'll put Metagross here, and for Psychic, what is there in Fairy? Okay, yeah, and I'll put for Psychic, I'll do Latias or Latios. Which is better, Latias or Latios? I think I think I like Latias more. It has a cooler shiny as well, which I'm always a fan of the shinies. And then for Fairy, we'll do Gardevoir. For the starter, my favorite line is definitely the Sceptile line. I love the Sceptile line. The thing with the Sceptile line is every single one of them is like cool. There's no like ugly stage. Trico is amazing. I really like him. Grovyle is probably the best middle stage Pokemon ever. And then Sceptile is just freaking cool, man. So yeah, honestly, such a good Pokemon line. Then for gimmick form, oh, it is definitely Mega Rayquaza. Yeah, absolutely. I love Mega Ray. That is such a cool Pokemon. For Legend, well, I did say I would put Rayquaza, so there's that. Then for my favorite Pokemon in all of my favorite Hoenn Pokemon, what is it? What's my favorite Hoenn Pokemon? Hmm. My favorite Hoenn Pokemon? I'd say this is a hard choice, man. I'd say it's I'm between Mega Rayquaza and Metagross. Now, I do gotta say, I love Mega Rayquaza. It is just way too cool. Like, you can't make a Pokemon that cool and just expect me not to put it in my top. It's just amazing. It's a really cool Pokemon. Anyway, I think we should speed things up a little bit. We are taking quite a while, and we're already almost an hour into this, and we're only by a hour. So I'll start speeding things up a bit. Okay, anyway, for normal types. Normal, I think my favorite is probably Staraptor. I really like Staraptor. Cool Pokemon. Intimidate is nice. Brave Bird is nice. Close Combat is nice. It has amazing moves and really cool, really good. Next up for Fire, it's got to be Infernape. Like, it's the best starter for Sinnoh, and actually was not my first pick. I originally picked Trico. No, sorry, not Trico. Turtwig as my first starter in Sinnoh. But lately, I have taken a liking more to Infernape. So yeah. Then for water, may seem like an odd choice, but I think it is Rotom Wash, and that is purely because I think it's the best Rotom, and I don't really like any of the others. I mean, like Gastrodon is kind of cool, but I do think I like Rotom Wash more than that. Next up for grass, the original starter I picked, it's Turtwig, aka well Torterra. What a freaking cool Pokemon! I loved Torterra as a kid, and I still love it. It's a cool design, and honestly, really nice. By the way, the Sinnoh starter trio is probably the best starter trio out of any region. I just don't like Empoleon that much. Like I like Rotom Wash more, but I would say my favorite starter trio is definitely from Sinnoh. Hoenn is like right behind them though. Next for electric, well, I'd say it's probably Luxray, because Luxray is a cool Pokemon, an amazing shiny, and man, can we talk about how few moves Luxray gets in like the Pokemon Platinum? I played Pokemon Platinum once, and I decided to use Luxray for basically the entire playthrough. And you know what I ended up in the league with? You know what I ended up with? Probably like what was it? Some electric move, Crunch. You know what I ended up with a Luxray in the Pokemon League? Tackle. I was using Tackle in the Pokemon League. I cannot believe it. This Pokemon learns way too few moves. Give it like Ice Fang or something. Give it Fire Fang. I don't know. Teach it something better as a level up move. It learns nothing. At one point, it learns like its best electric move, which I don't know what it is, like Spark or something, and then doesn't learn anything better than that. Ever. Yeah, no, I can't believe it. Freaking Pokemon League with Tackle on my Luxray. Oh man, what an adventure. By the way, it was a Nuzlocke, and a successful one at that. Yeah, poor Sparky Cat. Please give my guy some more moves, a better level up move set, because I love him. He's just not that good with his moves. Okay, next up for Ice, it's probably Frostlass, just a cool Ice Pokemon, and honestly, way better than Glalie. And then for fighting, I would say it's Lucario. I love Lucario. I love its Mega, and it used to be my favorite Pokemon when I was a kid, or when I was younger. And yeah, it's a cool Pokemon. I really like it. Next, Poison. For Poison, I'm gonna say it's Toxicroak. I really like Toxicroak. It's a cool Pokemon. Poison. Um, a nice blue shiny, and yeah, really like it. Next up on ground, I would say it's either Garchomp or Gliscor. What do we have on flying? Okay, I think we'll put Gliscor here and Garchomp in the ground. Gliscor is my favorite flying type, Garchomp my favorite ground type. Next for Psychic, my favorite Psychic type here is probably Bronzong, actually. Maybe not a popular opinion. And by the way, man, Bronzong is supposed to be a common Pokemon in Legends Arceus, and I still do not have a shiny Bronzor or Bronzong. And I have shinies of way rarer Pokemon. I have a shiny Gallade, I have a shiny Bastia Legion, but I don't have a shiny Bronzong. For some reason, this Pokemon escapes me. It does not want to shine. Next up, for bug types, it's probably maybe not the most popular opinion, but I think Mothim is a really nice Pokemon, and I really like it shiny. So anyway, for rock type it's probably Rampardos. The Bell Cave? What do you mean about the Bell Cave? Oh, like that cave full of yeah, I don't know. Like I just cannot get a shiny. I will not spawn. It just escapes me. Ooh, Ghost type has some options. I would say probably Origin Giratina. Really like that one. Oh, wait, what's on Dark type? Never mind, we're gonna change some things. Spiritomb is my favorite Ghost type. Origin Giratina, my favorite Dragon type. For Dark, I think it's Darkrai. Oh, nice. Yeah, no, I don't know why they escape me. I cannot seem to grab one. For Dark, it is Dark Rye. Then for Steel, I would say probably. I'd say I like Magnezone a good amount. I like Magnezone. It's a cool Pokemon. Here, obviously, Togekiss for Fairy. Love Togekiss. And now we get to the starters. Now, I said I love Turtwig, but I would say, based on like the entire line, I do think I like the Infernape line the most. So you get the place for my favorite starter. Next up, for Megas, I will say probably Mega Lucario is my favorite Mega for Gen 4. And next up, for Legendary, it's probably Origin Giratina. Yeah, Satan is my favorite legendary Pokemon. Next up for my favorite Sinnoh Pokemon. What is it? A lot of these are cool. Sinnoh is probably one of my favorite regions, and it's just such an amazing one. But I will say my favorite one is probably Gliscor. I really like Gliscor. I have a shiny Alpha in Legends Arceus, and it's just a cool Pokemon. I love it. A really necessary upgrade to Gligar. My boy needed that bad. Next up for Normal type of Unova. Man, I really like Unova. I'm really excited for this. For Unova, I don't like a lot of these Pokemon. It's probably Braviary, although I don't really like him. It's just the one I least don't like, if you know what I mean. It's the one I least dislike. For Fire type, now this personally for me is easy because I freaking love Chandelure. Chandelure is probably one of my favorite Pokemon ever. And yeah, honestly, such a cool Pokemon. Peak design. I love Gen 5. Then for water, it's probably, this may seem odd to you, but I am probably one of the few fans of Duat. I really do like Duat. I think it is a cool Pokemon. And I also like otters, so that's a bonus. Next, for plant, I will go, I think, with Livani. I do like Livani. I've used her on a few playthroughs, and yeah, just really like the design of it. Next, for electric, it's kind of tough. I do like multi-scale. Who's multi-scale? Oh, sorry, multi-candle. I can't read, frick. Multi-candle. Yeah, it does have a nice shiny. For here, I think it's maybe Galvantula. I really do like it. I once did a bug monotype, which is where you only use Pokemon of one type, and Galvantula was on the team, and honestly, really liked it. Really, it was really good because it helped with all the flying types that I was weak to. Next, for Ice type, I honestly don't like a lot of these, but it's probably Kyurem White. Yeah. Oh, nice, an otter plushie. I really love otters. Yeah, Duwat's a nice Pokemon. I really like him. I actually like him more than Samurott, which I don't know if a lot of people do. Next up for fighting, it's probably gonna be Mienshao. I do like it. It's a cool Pokemon. For poison, I'm gonna pick. I'll go with Amoonguss. I do like Amoonguss. He's a cool Pokemon, and I've recently used him with in one of my playthroughs. So yeah, Amoonguss, nice choice. Next for ground, there are a lot of good options here. I really like these ground types, all of them honestly. Probably except for Stunfisk. I don't like Stunfisk. Um, but out of all of these, I gotta say probably Crocodile is my pick. I do really love Crocodile, and yeah, I also used him on one of my playthroughs of Radical Red, and he is so good, man. Next up for flying, um, I'm probably gonna go with Thunderous Therian. Therian Thunderous, probably yeah, my favorite weather trio. No, what? Not weather trio. Well, I don't know what they're called. Favorite one of my favorite Unova legend. So yeah, cool Pokemon. Ooh, here we go. Psychic. It has to be Reuniclus. I love Reuniclus, and I don't know. It is such a cool Pokemon. I love it shiny. I've recently gotten it in Scarlet, and it is such a good one. I love it. Next up For bug types, we have a few good options, but I think I have to go with Volcarona. That is a cool bug type, man. Volcarona is such a cool one. Next up for rock, um, I actually really like Crustle. Crustle, really cool Pokemon. Oh yeah, the Jelly Teddy. I love that name. I'll put next reunit quiz I use. I'll name him Jelly Teddy. That's a nice name. Next up for ghost types. Well, since I did put Chandelure in fire, I can put Golurk here, which I really love. Golurk. He's a really cool Pokemon and a nice one to use. Next, we got Dragon. What is my favorite Dragon type? I'd say it's probably Haxorus. I gotta go with Haxorus, a really nice Dragon type. Kind of basic, but cool nonetheless. Then for the Dark types, probably gonna be Zoroark. Ooh, no, yeah, it is Zoroark. Then for steel, I gotta say it's probably Excadrill. I really like Excadrill. It's a cool Pokemon. Really, really nice. Then for fairy, well, we don't have many options, but I prefer Whimsicott. For starters, my favorite starter line, I gotta say, it is probably the Samurott line. Is my favorite. I really like that one, and I don't really like the other two. I don't like Superior. Don't like the Superior line that much, and the Embor line is kind of garbage. But yeah. Next for gimmick forms. Now you will see there are a lot of Pokemon, or well, I say Pokemon, a lot of things you might not recognize. That's because they're from a certain event sort of thing in Pokemon Black and White. So I won't be counting those. I'm just going to be counting basically um, the others, the like actual Pokemon. And out of those, I think Mega Audino is probably my favorite. Then after that, we have Legends, and Legends, my favorite Legend, it's probably Therian Thundurus, I gotta say. Probably is. Next, for my favorite Gen 5 Pokemon, I do gotta say we have a lot of good ones, a lot of amazing Pokemon here that I love, but undoubtedly my favorite one of these, it is Chandelure, baby. Chandelure is such a cool Pokemon. I love it. It's probably my second favorite Pokemon, and yeah, just amazing. Then for Gen 6, let's go. Gen 6, my favorite normal type. Now, see, here's the dilemma. For Gen 6, a lot of the Pokemon are Megas. And I think, well, they're not technically Gen 6 Pokemon. So I'll try to choose actual, um, actual Kalos Pokemon and not Megas. But in some choices, well, I just don't like any of the others, so I will choose a Mega. This is unfortunately already a case where none of the normal types I like that much, so I'm going with Mega Pidgeot. I think Mega Pidgeot is a cool version of regular Pidgeot, and that's good because I don't actually like regular Pidgeot that much. Yo, Carlos, your favorite region. Nice. My favorite region, I have to say, it's probably either Gen 4 or Gen 5, but I can't decide. I think it's Gen 5. I think Gen 5 is my favorite region, so Unova, but it's really close between Sinnoh and Unova. Next, for fire types, unfortunately, again, we have a case where I don't really love a lot of the. No, I'll give it a try. I think Talonflame is a cool bird Pokemon. And I like that it's fire type, which none of the other regional birds have done really to add such a different type. Then for the water type, I will say I won't choose a Mega. I think Greninja is my favorite water type. Then for grass, I'll go with Chestnut. I like Chestnut a lot. Chestnut a really cool starter. Although I freaking hate Quilladin. I hate Quilladin. I like Chespin. I hate Quilladin, and I like Chestnut. I don't know why they did him so dirty with that middle evolution. Then next up with Electric, I do gotta say probably Dedenne, a cute Pokemon, nice cutie. And I have seen the Gen 6 anime, and well, Dedenne is a part of that, and Dedenne is so freaking cute. I love him. Next up for Ice type, there's not a lot that I like about these. I'm probably gonna have to go Mega Glalie, honestly. Then for the fighting types, few cool ones. Um, I would give it to Mega Blaziken, but I actually do like Halucha quite a bit, so we'll give it to Halucha, the Luchador. Next, I think, well, it's either Skrelp, it's either one of the Skrelp line or a Mega, and honestly, I don't like Skrelp, so I'm gonna go with Mega Gengar for this one. Then for ground type, again, we don't have a lot of choices between the base Kalos Pokemon. So instead, I'm gonna choose Mega Swampert because I really like Mega Swampert. Yo, well, if you have to go, see you next time. Hope you had fun. By the way, if you're interested in seeing the rest of my opinion, I upload all my videos to YouTube, or you can check it in the Twitch VODs channel. So if you want to, you can always watch it there later. Well, thank you for coming here, and it's been nice seeing you. Bye bye. Have a nice sleep. Have a nice rest. Great. See you, man. Thanks for watching. Okay, anyway. Next, for the flying type, I think my favorite is probably. Hmm, I want to say Mega Rayquaza, but we want to keep this in. No, honestly, Mega Rayquaza is too cool. Well, unless there's not a lot in Dragon. Okay, no, yeah, I'll put Mega Rayquaza here and leave flying for Neuburn. Neuburn gets. Then for Psychic, I think I will go. I would choose Delphox, but man, is Mewtwo Mega Y just friggin' amazing. I love it. It gets everything they did well with Mewtwo and just makes it even better. I really love it. I love Mega Mewtwo Y. Mega Mewtwo X is garbage though. Freaking hate that. Then for Bug, again, we don't have a lot of options. So I'm going to go with Mega Mega Beedrill. I'm gonna go with Mega Beedrill. It has a nice design, clean. For rock type, for boy, for rock type, I'm going to go with Tyrantrum because it is a cool dinosaur, and I like those. For ghost, we're gonna go with um probably Eagle Slash. I really like that. For dark, we're gonna go. Ooh, I do gotta say, Mega Absol is probably one of my favorite dark types ever. It is such a cool design. For steel, okay, wait, give me a sec. We'll put Ega Slash here, and in Ghost, we're gonna go with Trevenant because I also really like him. And for Fairy type, we're gonna go. Oh, Sylveon. I love Sylveon. Yo, Sylveon is probably my favorite evolution. So yeah, I really love that one. I really love Sylveon. Next, for my favorite starter line, it's gotta be Greninja, absolutely. My favorite gimmick form, it's not gonna surprise you, it's Mega Rayquaza. Um, for my favorite legend, guys, you're not gonna believe me. It's Mega Rayquaza. It's Mega Rayquaza. And for my favorite Kalos Pokemon, I can't. For my favorite Kalos Pokemon, guys, you're not gonna like it. It's it's Mega Rayquaza. Oh man. Um. So yeah, I if you didn't notice, I really like Mega Rayquaza. It's probably up there in like it's definitely in my top 10. And honestly, Kalos, you have amazing Pokemon. You just don't have that many, and you don't have any that beat Mega Rayquaza. So sorry, Carlos, but you'll be the only region that ends up with a Pokemon that is not from your region. Sorry. Um, Moving on to Gen 7, I will say Silvally is my favorite normal type. For fire, probably Incineroar. For water, I would choose Ash Greninja, but it's kind of a like mega evolution situation, more or less. So I'm not gonna pick that. Instead, I think Primarina is actually a really cool Pokemon. I really like Primarina. Next, for grass, we're actually gonna choose Decidueye, making Alola the first region where all of its starters are in like the fire, water, grass category. All of its starters are in the like top tier. By the way, Alola starters are amazing. I really love them. For electric, It has to be Vikavolt. I love Vikavolt. Probably one of my favorite bug types. And a really cool Pokemon. Its shiny is amazing. For ice, it's gotta be Alolan Ninetales. It's just so cool and beautiful. For fighting type, I would say it's probably Marshadow. Yeah, I really like that Marshadow. I used to use it in Pokemon Showdown with Spectral Thief, and it's really, really good. Next, for the poison type, I will be going with Naganadel. I really like it. One of the few Ultra Beasts that I think looks good. For ground type, I'll go with Palisand. I like Palisand a decent amount. For flying type, I don't really like any of these, but I do like Rowlet. My round board boy is really cute. Next up, for Psychic, we will go with probably. I do like Alolan Raichu. I really do like that one. For bug, I'd have to say it's Golisopod. I really do like it. It has kind of I don't like Wimpod that much, but Golisopod, especially its shiny form, top tier. I really like it. Then next up for rock type, I'm gonna go with Midnight Lycanroc, just because I don't know, it's cool as hell, and yeah, really, really nice design. For ghost type, probably going with Mimikyu. I really like Mimikyu. For dragon, we're gonna go with. Ooh, what do I choose for dragon? Uh, Probably an odd choice. I'm gonna go with Komo. This is Komo? No, no, sorry, Jangmo. Jangmo. I really like it. It's a cute Pokemon, and I love how it has a little heart on its forehead when it's shiny. And fun fact, I found a like random shiny while exploring the first DLC of Pokemon Scarlet, and caught it in a love ball. So yeah, I have that in my collection, and it's just so cute. I really like it. Next up, for dark type, we will go with. I don't want to do this. Oh wait, actually, I think I have a solution. We'll put Incineroar here, and we'll put Marowak, Alolan Marowak here. I really like Alolan Marowak. Cool Pokemon. Next up, for Steel, I think I will go with Melmetal. It's a cool Pokemon, and I love seeing Ash use it in the anime. For Fairy, we have already chosen Primarina and Mimikyu, so I think Ribombee is on the list. For my starter preference, I will say it's probably Decidueye. The line is just pretty clean. I don't like Dartrix that much, but I like him more than the others, so I will say that. Favorite gimmick form? It's probably gonna be Alolan Ninetales. Really like that one. Really cool Pokemon. Beautiful. For my favorite legend, it's probably gonna be Melmetal. And for my favorite Pokemon out of all of these, this is a tough one, man. So many good Pokemon from Alola. But I will say my favorite is probably it's really it's a real fight between Vikavolt and Decidueye. No, I think lately Vikavolt has grown on me. Vikavolt, you get the win. Next up. Okay, it's a little unfair for this because, well, maybe a little spoiler, but I really like Hisuian Zoroark a lot. I really like Hisuian Zoroark. For fire types, I'm gonna say probably. Man, I do like the Hisuian forms because I think it is Hisuian Typhlosion. For water type, it's probably Hisuian set. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I like them, but I do think my favorite out of these is probably Dracovic. I do like him. I love using him in Pokemon Showdown because, well, Fisher's Rend is broken. It's just so OP. Then for grass, I think mm, I do gotta say I like Hisuian Voltorb a lot. I like the concept of like literally making him a Pokeball, but from the past, so out of wood and grass. So I really like that concept. Then for electric, probably gonna go Regieleki. I think I do like Regieleki. For ice, it's gotta be. I think it's Galarian Darmanitan. I really like that guy. Then for fighting, I'm gonna go with Urshifu Rapid Strike. For poison, it's gotta be. For poison, what's my favorite poison type from Galar? No, it's probably Overquill. Really like Overquill. For ground, I gotta say it's probably Ursaluna. Just an amazing design. Really like it. I am noticing now that like half of the Pokemon from Galar that are my favorite are actually from Hisui and not from Galar. But well, it's okay. I don't care. Um, for flying type, I will say it is Corviknight because it is a cool metallic bird and it is metal and I don't know. I really I don't know what I'm trying to get to. I like Corviknight. That's it. For psychic, I think my favorite Pokemon is Orbeetle. I do like that guy very much. For here, I think it is probably Scorch. For rock, it's gonna be Kleavor. I like Kleavor. For ghost, it is gonna be. I'm gonna go. What's the dragon? In a sec. What's the steel in a sec? Okay, I will put Runarigus because I really like Runarigus. Then for dragon, I will put. We are gonna go with Dragapult. For dark, we're gonna go with. Give me a sec, got some fairy. Okay, we're gonna go with Obstagoon because I really like Obstagoon. For steel, we are gonna go with Hisuian Dewdra because an amazing shiny and one of the few shiny alphas I have. For fairy, we are gonna go with Grimmsnarl. For my favorite starter, I know technically isn't based on the line, but I'm going with Hisuian Typhlosion. For my favorite gimmick form, again, I really like Hisuian Zoroark. For my favorite legend, it's probably It's probably Urshifu Single Strike. I mean, Rapid Strike. And for my favorite Pokemon, uh, again, I really like Hisuian Zorak. Wink, wink. Foreshadowing. For normal type in Paldea now. Let's see. For Paldea, I'm gonna go with honestly Blood Moon Ursaluna. Just takes everything from Ursaluna that I like and just makes it even better. It's so cool. It's such a cool concept. Really love it. Really love it. Then for fire type, it's gotta be Skeledirge. I mean, it's amazing. It's actually the only starter from Paldea that I even like. The others, Quacklevel and Meowscarada, I freaking hate them. I swear. I cannot. I hate Meowscarada and Quacklevel. You may hate on me for that, but I will not change my opinion. For water, I'm probably gonna go Palafin. I do like Palafin a lot, the hero form. For grass, I'm gonna go with Hydrapple. I mean, it's a cool Pokemon. I love the concept behind it. Um, for electric, we're gonna go with um, I think Miraidon is my favorite electric type. For ice, we're gonna go with um, we're gonna go with Satitan. I'll choose Satitan. For fighting, I'm gonna go. We have a lot of good options here. Give me a sec. What is there to offer in Ghost? Ooh, a lot. Um, is there to offer in Ground? Okay, got it sorted out. For here, my favorite Pokemon is Annihilate. My favorite Poison type is Clodsire, my boy. I really want a another beanbag besides Snorlax is Clodsire. What a good beanbag he would make. Uh, then for ground, I'm going to pick Great Tusk because I really like him. He's probably my favorite Paradox Pokemon. Then for flying, not a lot of good options, but I guess I'll go with Kilowattrel. I did use him on my first playthrough, and he was fun to use. Kind of a basic design, but oh well, doesn't matter. Then for Psychic, I'm gonna go with Rabska because I like his little Psychic orb, and his shiny is amazing as well. For Bug, I'm going to go with Slitherwing because he's a cool prehistoric caterpillar thing. Next, for Rock, I'm gonna go with Garganical because the Great Temple of Salt is pretty cool. Also, really good if you ever play Poker Rogue. By the way, write down in the comment section if you want to see me playing some Poker Rogue, because I have tried it and it's good. It's a nice game. Then for Ghost, we have to do some more planning. What is there to offer in Fairy? Ah, yes. Um, hmm. Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Ceruledge as my favorite. I'm gonna say Ceruledge is my favorite ghost type because well, he's so freaking cool, dual wielding the blades. For dragon, I'm probably gonna go with Koraidon because I really like Koraidon, and I chose Scarlet, so obviously he's my preferred choice. Then also, by the way, guys, do you generally like the past paradox more or the future? Because me personally, I really love the past paradox a lot more than the future. I don't know. They just look like more wild and they just look cool outright. Okay, so then for dark types, uh, for dark, I will choose um, Roaring Moon. He's a cool one. For this, for steel, I'm gonna go with Goldengo. For fairy, I'm gonna go with okay, give me a sec. Okay, no, we're gonna go with Tinkaton for steel. We're gonna go with Fluttermane for fairy. Yeah, I like that more. Then favorite line, of course it's Skeletor's line. Favorite gimmick. I gotta say probably I don't like a lot of these, but Paldean Wooper, Paldean Wooper, he's good. He's a nice boy. Favorite legend, it's probably Koraidon, honestly. Really like that guy. And favorite Gen 9 Pokemon out of all of them, favorite Gen 9 Pokemon's gotta be. Huh, I'd say, I'd say it's Tinkaton, honestly. I really like Tinkaton. Really like it. Used him on my original playthrough and liked him ever since, really. And now for the grand finale. What is my favorite Pokemon of every type? My favorite normal type Pokemon is Hisuian Zoroark. Wink, wink. My favorite fire type Pokemon, probably Chandelure. Favorite water type Pokemon? Oh, this is hard, man. Favorite water type? I do gotta say, maybe you don't agree with me, but I'd have to say Primarina is my favorite water type Pokemon. Favorite grass type Pokemon has got to be Decidueye. I know quite a few starters. Next, for electric type, my favorite electric type Pokemon? It's gotta be Vikavolt. Honestly, I love Vikavolt so much. My favorite ice type Pokemon? It's between Lapras and Alolan Ninetales for me. But I gotta say, I think I like Alolan Ninetales more. Yeah, yeah, I think I do. Then for fighting type, I will say probably. Mm, I think it is. I think it is Heracross. I really like Heracross. Next for poison, I mean it's gotta be Crobat, man. Like, come on, Crobat is so cool, and honestly one of the best poison types out there. Next for ground type, um, you know what? I'm gonna go with Great Tusk. honestly. I really like Great Tusk. And actually, I think that is the first Gen 9 Pokemon on here. Yeah, I think so. Next, we got Flying type, which I gotta say it's probably Gliscor. Really love that guy. For Psychic, it is the freaking gummy teddy bear. I love Reuniclus. I've gotten so attached to it lately, and yeah, it is just an amazing Pokemon. Next, for bug types, I gotta say probably Scizor is my favorite bug type. For rock, my favorite rock type, it's probably I don't know, man. I think it may be Crustle. I really like Crustle. Yeah, yeah, I like Crustle. He's a cool Pokemon. Next, for Ghost type, which, by the way, Ghost type is my favorite type in the game. Honestly, probably Mimikyu. Is it Mimikyu or Gengar, though? Because I also really like Gengar. Hmm. Hmm. No, yeah, I think it is Mimikyu. I really like that guy. No, no, I can't. No, Gengar, you are my favorite ghost type, buddy. There we go. Then for my favorite dragon type, I mean, if it isn't obvious already, it's Mega Rayquaza. For dark types, I'm actually gonna go with Mega Absol. I really like Mega Absol, and I'm excited to use it for Legend ZA. For steel types, man, I really like Metagross. I really like all of the Pokemon. All of the Pokemon here are amazing. I love them. But I gotta say, probably Tinkaton is my favorite steel type. Yeah, I gotta say, Tinkaton my favorite steel type. Next, for fairy, my favorite fairy type. It's complicated. I do like Fluttermane. Is it Fluttermane? Am I that into Gen 9 now? No, I think it's Sylveon. Is it Sylveon? It's between Sylveon and Fluttermane. I'd say probably gotta be. No, yeah. I like Sylveon way too much. I love Sylveon. Love it shiny. And yeah, really cool one. My favorite starter, absolutely, undoubtedly, Hisuian Typhlosion, baby. Absolutely amazing starter. And then for favorite gimmick form, well, it's gotta be Hisuian Zoroark. Favorite legendary, it's gotta be Mega Rayquaza. And the grand finale. Drum roll, please. It's gotta be Hisuian Zoroark, baby. Absolutely love that. If you didn't notice, it is my profile picture after all, and I love this Pokemon. Ever since they introduced it, I knew, oh wow, this is a cool freaking Pokemon. And yeah, so that's all my favorite Pokemon of every region. Now let's do this little. We get to make a team. So let's make a team of my absolute favorite Pokemon. I'm gonna go with Hisuian Zoroark, Chandelure, probably Mega Rayquaza, probably I think that's a Tinkaton. Bolt. And and hmm, I'll say Scizor. Honestly, I love these Pokemon. And why the heck not? I am a shiny hunter. Let's make my team shiny. That's pretty good. There we go. That's the team. That's the dream team. Quite a lot of overlaps, but I don't care. Next, we gotta pick our favorite regional bird. What's my favorite regional bird? I gotta say, probably the. If we're basing on like the whole line, I gotta say probably Rookity. I really like the Rookity line, Corvisquire and Corviknight. So yeah, really cool. Next, favorite box art legend. It's a shame Mega Rayquaza isn't here, but a close second I'd say is Giratina, the embodiment of Satan. Yes. Favorite mammal. Hmm. Ooh, this is a tough one. I gotta say, probably. Man, this is a tough one. I'm going with the classic. I'm going with God himself, Bidoof, our Lord and Savior, Bidoof. Next up, we got favorite mythical. For favorite mythical, I think it's Melmetal. I do really like Melmetal, I'm noticing. Favorite regional bug. Let's go with let's go with the Grubbin line. I do like that line. Favorite Ultra Beast. Probably actually. Give me a sec. There we go. I actually really do like Cortana a lot. I didn't put it in the tier list because there were just other grass and steel types that I like more. So yeah, that's why it doesn't appear in the tier list. Favorite pseudo? I mean, it's got to absolutely be Matt Gross. Favorite paradox? It's probably Great Tusk, honestly. Favorite Pika clone? Ooh. Oh, this is easy. This is Mimikyu. Absolutely. Favorite type. What is my favorite type? It is probably ghost type. Honestly, really love the ghost type. Most of my favorite Pokemon are ghost types. So yeah. Favorite evolution? It's gotta be Sylveon. Ooh, favorite Pokeball. Favorite Pokeball. Ooh, this is tough. If we're going off design, I guess I really do like. Which do I like the most? The Pokeballs. What a weird question. What's your favorite Pokeball? I think the Luxury Ball. Generally, it goes well with most Pokemon, especially if they're shiny, because it's just like, why do you put it in a Luxury Ball? It's special. So yeah. Favorite fossil? Uh, ooh, gotta be Dracovic. Favorite Spinda? I don't know. We're gonna randomize until I see one I like. Uh, that one with the spot in the middle of the forehead. Favorite regional form? Well, we gotta go with Hisuian Zoroark, absolutely. After that, favorite Vivillon? I don't know. I'll go with this one. This one looks nice. Favorite Gigantamax form? I will go with. I'm gonna go with a lot of these are kind of good. Not I'll go with Charizard. Kind of basic, but it's a cool one. After that, I think my favorite Alcremie. I'll just go with Gigantamax Alcremie. Favorite baby form. Favorite baby. I think it's Riolu. I really like Riolu. Favorite new Evo is hard. Um, I'm gonna base this on which Pokemon needed the Evo most, or just like which is cooler. Honestly, I might just put Gliscor. Gliscor, yeah, yeah, yeah. I like Gliscor the most. Really cool Evo, really necessary. Gligar needed the power up. And anyway, with that said, that would be absolutely every one of my favorite Pokemon of every region, every type, every everything, basically. So yeah, that's the entire list. Um, if you ever want to, if you ever want to read this again, always remember I post this content on YouTube and I post it in the Twitch VODs. So if you ever want to rewatch this, you can. And well, with that, I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know if you like the ranking and if you want me to rank any other things. We could rank Hollow Knight stuff, like charms. We could rank the bosses, really anything. But yeah, sorry again for not being able to get the Hollow Knight stream working. If we can, on Saturday, we will be playing Hollow Knight if I can get it to work. And anyway, I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please like and subscribe. It helps out a lot and gets me closer to my dream of being a streamer. And anyway, I will see you in the next one. Bye bye, everybody.